So I don't quite know how to explain this one. The Golf R Clubsport, the Mark 8.5 Golf R Clubsport. So I'm filming this actually on the 28th of December. And yeah, seems to be like some sort of announcement, and there's no information on it, but I'm super excited to share. And I'm also kind of a little bit puzzled and kind of taking it all back and in. And yeah, I'm going to go through that in this video essentially. So this information isn't really seemingly out there, but it seems to have come from a specific Volkswagen figure. In fact, VW's head of chassis development, Florian Umbach, apologies if I pronounced that wrong. We're working on a version of the Golf R which attributes to those of the Golf GTI Clubsport. And the image that they've used, and this is the only image that I've got, and unfortunately I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this as the thumbnail or anything, but hopefully it comes up kind of okay for you. But this one's in Lapis Blue. It's definitely slightly lower, larger brakes. Yeah, you can see it's on like a 25 plate there. And yeah, this is mega exciting. You know, I haven't been this excited since I heard about the Golf R 400, the 2.5 litre 5-cylinder. Could that one have it? Oh, I mean, it's exciting to think about because the Golf R, the Mark 8.5, to let you know, it follows the same VW family. So it's the same as a Skoda Scala to an Audi A3. Obviously, the Audi RS3, which has a 2.5 litre 5-cylinder, could it have that? Probably unlikely, because the Clubsport and the fact that he's talked about it being lighter, a 5-cylinder 2.5 litre engine is heavier essentially. But they've given like a few. This is basically from Autocar, that's where I've got it from, this magazine which has just come out. And they've said estimate sort of price, they've said 50,000. Apologies if you can't read that all okay. And 7-speed clutch, they said estimated 345 brake horsepower. And they've said it will weigh less than the 1,548 kilograms that it currently does weigh at the moment, potentially with bucket seats. So I'm going to read through basically about this and then kind of share my own thoughts around it. But I think it's a super exciting thing to kind of mention, and it's so on point with my channel. I love the Mark 8.5 Golf R. To do a Golf R Clubsport, I mean, that's top of the range, top of the tree. I couldn't think it could get any more fun, but one thing, it could certainly get more firmer and more focused. Now, if you follow my channel and all of my videos that I do, I often talk about the Focus ST, and there's a Focus ST track pack. This kind of feels like that, going more hardcore, but except this is 4-wheel drive, not front-wheel drive, and just amazing. I mean, if you check out my channel basically on stuff on the Golf R, you like it. And it's a community channel, so do get involved in the discussions around this. I'm super intrigued to know your thoughts about it, and you know, when and if this car could come around, and like how you can inquire about it. Could it be limited numbers? I mean, if it's a limited Golf R Clubsport, that would really intrigue me to stick in a deposit in and giving VW a call. Yeah, and I don't know any, you know, this is literally came out of the blue randomly. Yeah, I actually got this magazine as almost like a Christmas present. So yeah, let me just go through this. So Golf R to get hardcore Clubsport makeover, extra power and sharpened dynamics will make tuned lighter version the most capable and potent Golf yet. It will have unique parts and tuning to make it suitable for track days. And that's the only image. And I'm sorry if it doesn't come out okay. That's all I've got. You can see like the front splitter, it's lower, the more enhanced grille. The seats look the same, but I think they could have like some carbon back buckets, red brake calipers, and this is an Autocar image, so this is just one that they've kind of reimagined, but it does look pretty sleek. So it just says here, as you can literally see, Volkswagen is readying a lighter and purer, and apologies if you can't read this exactly, but then yeah, buy the magazine. A lighter and purer Clubsport version of the flagship Golf R. This will be the first time the VW's Clubsport name has been in anything other than a GTI. I'll skip through a little bit. Blah, blah, blah. VW's 4-wheel drive, hot hatch, and even faster sharpened proposition. And this is what I said. VW's head of chassis development, Florian Umbach, told Autocar, we're working on a Golf R with attributes similar to those of the Golf GTI Clubsport, lighter and purer. And he previously headed up chassis development at Bugatti, where he was responsible for the Veyron and the Chiron. And he says, in particular, focus on the car's handling. It's along the lines, this is him quoting, it is along the lines of what we have done with the Golf GTI and the GTI Clubsport. There is more dynamic potential for both road and track driving. The idea to create a more hardcore Golf R version is about the Nürburgring 24 hours. The Golf R Clubsport is currently under development at VW's, I can't pronounce the name, if anyone from Germany can pronounce the name, Braunschweig R&D Centre in Germany. Like the Clubsport, it will be differentiated from the standard car by larger front air ducts, a chunkier spoiler, and an array of Club Sport signage, in keeping with the performance slant. The new model is also expected to be sold in hydrogen form only at 1,548 kilograms. The standard Golf R is 89 kilograms heavier than the GTI Club Sport, and that weight thing makes a big difference, by the way. People talk about huge power. I think about weight. If a car weighs less, it's like free power. Think of the GTI Club Sport S with no back seats. It didn't need any really more power. And it's the same, like a GTI Club Sport currently, a Mark 8.5, is 296 horsepower. It didn't feel that much slower than the 333 in the Golf R. Yes, the Golf R had more traction, but once the traction is not limited, that extra 89 kilos means it's got better brake horsepower per ton. That's something, it's really important. In fact, manufacturers should just quote brake horsepower per ton. Like, you could have a 296 horsepower, you know, Porsche Macan, but it weighs like 2 tons, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, get back to what I was saying. And VW will shave weight in a number of areas, such as fitting the standard 19-inch Varmanor wheels as standard, which weigh just 8 kilograms each. That's something that I've used before and driven on the channel, including the last car that was on my channel. I'll leave a video up there for that. It does make a difference because it's unsprung, and it means you can be more connected to the road. Those Varmanor wheels are really, really good. So yeah, get them on your normal one and you can get something close to this. Further shavings would come from potentially the Akrapovic exhaust. Maybe that would be standard. That would obviously save weight. Carbon fibre backed seats. That would be wicked. The standard. And then, although any other specific versions are less clear, although any major changes such as new aluminium body panels or carbon ceramic disc brakes are less likely because of cost grounds. Yeah, can you imagine like a lightweight bonnet? Think how heavy these things weigh. Man, or like strip out the interior a little bit more so it's more Club Sport S vibe, so the sound deadening isn't as good. You can really shave off that weight. I reckon you could shave a fair few kilograms. No back seats, something like that. I'm so excited about this. So I really get involved in the comments, and yeah, give this video a like if you'd like to see it happen as well. That would be just super cool. And in 2025, I just can't believe something like this has come out. Honestly, my eyes are wide. I'm like, this doesn't even sound like they're going to go electric or anything. This is a Golf R Clubsport. How cool could that? How cool would that be? And it looks official. It looks official. I hope they can get it off the ground. I really, really do. What else do they say? They say the power is likely to be increased, which is a possibility. 345 brake horsepower, perhaps. Maybe change the gearbox a little bit. And actually, on the gearbox, I'm hearing from a lot of owners as well, the Mark 8.5's gearbox seems a little bit different to the Mark 8's. And I mean the Mark 8, so the facelift, they've changed it a little bit. Like the Golf R 20 years, I've had a lot of owners tell me that you get more of a kick, and I drove a 20 years and I felt that. So they've changed things. It's all electronics now. You can just change things all over the place. So perhaps they could bring that back. I don't know. They've got like the planned production, 0-60 less 4.5, but top speed doesn't really matter. Standard with the performance pack, similar to like the black edition that you get. What else do they say? Maybe modification to the Golf R's McPherson strut and multi-link rear suspension. Expect changing greater camber settings. I wonder also if they would fit like a hardcore tyre to it, like something special, like that they kind of mentioned before. That would be pretty cool. And to change the suspension as well would make a huge difference. And camber is really, really important because it's just that directness of the steering. This is going to be mega specific bushings to be changed. Given the GTI Clubsport is £4 more than the standard GTI, a price gap between the R Clubsport and an R would push it to the £50 mark. Yeah, black edition is like 46 grand and it's like 45.5 for a standard Mark 8.5, so 50 grand probably about right. Development work is well underway and the covers are expected to be removed later this year. So there's only one little bit that's said here about from this person, I can't pronounce their name, Alia Vera, I'm so bad. This could be so good if VW does it right. Yeah, it's basically just saying how the Clubsport is just a bit more purer, and with the rear torque diff is going to be really, really cool. Yeah, and it just doesn't seem very sensible if in some ways, but it mentions cars which I have driven, which is quite cool. Lighter wheels, carbon body panels, that would be pretty good. More aggressive four-wheel drive setup as well. Manually adjustable dampers like those of the Ford Focus ST edition. That's what I said about the track pack of the Ford Focus ST. You can manually adjust the dampers settings, which would be cool. So no automatically adjusted dampers. You go to like a suspension specialist, like someone like Suspension Secrets or something like that. I think they follow me on Instagram, I think. Yeah, go follow me on Instagram as well if you want to discuss this a little bit further, at SamAustin657. And yeah, I'm just super excited. And if you've got a Mark 8.5 Golf R, by the way, still reach out, because I'd love to share the car more, particularly on an ownership perspective. I am actually after a white black edition to share, and also a car of 18-inch wheels, and also on passive dampers. So get involved, DM me on Instagram or email me, sam.a17@outlook.com. So yeah, it's all there. Community channel, get involved. It's exciting. 2025, yeah. Yeah, development work is well underway. Yeah, and it said about the Focus ST edition and the Audi RS6 GT would make the Golf R more engaging while keeping it a daily driver. It could be excellent, slightly more affordable hatch alternative to the hype hatch king, the Mercedes A45S. And there's the picture finally once again. So what are my final thoughts on this? I am super excited. I think it's great to see. It's not something that I expected. It's not something I've heard anything about from anyone at all. In fact, I even went onto Autocar's website and they didn't say anything about it. Even on the front cover of the page, there's nothing that says anything about this Golf R. And then you turn the pages and it's like, oh yeah, nothing's going on. And then it's like on the first page, oh, if I can turn it, on the first page, you have this, and that's it. That's all they say. They have some of the rivals, the A3 and the Civic Type R as well. I've driven the Civic Type R, I haven't driven the S3. Yeah, so that it's just like, it's a bit of an unknown one, which is kind of what I did throw this one video out for you guys. I think it's a good thing. I think it's good to see in 2025. I've always loved, like, one of my favourite models has been the Golf Mark 7 40th edition, and then the Club Sport S. Such super cool cars, and to sort of ignite that into the Golf R, oh, what a cool car. I'm hoping for limited numbers, which Volkswagen don't often do. The 20 years, obviously, there's less of them, but it wasn't really like limited as much. They're more limited by time. I want plaques, you know, like the Focus ST edition I talk about. That's limited to 300 or 300 in each generation. And this is, you know, who knows how long they're going to keep this going. I'm surprised they're even developing it. Really, really am. But yeah, stick some sort of lightweight stuff on it. I would want them to go the full hog, but for cost purposes, they're probably not going to be able to. If you want to keep it below the 50 grand mark, changing sort of like having like a carbon fiber bonnet or roof is going to cost a fair bit. But maybe they could save some money by taking stuff out. Seats, I mean, I'm in my Mark 7 Golf R now. They could easily do something with that, because seats weigh quite a lot, particularly with electric motors and levers and all this kind of stuff. Just lighten it down, lighten stuff down. Maybe a little bit of tweak of the power, change the electronics, because that's what everything is now. I don't know if you've heard of the Porsche 911 ST. Apparently, that car, which everyone went on about how the suspension was so brilliant, the only suspension change wasn't hardware, it wasn't physical, it was just a software tweak. So you can just do that for everything. That's how the modern day is now, and that's why, unfortunately, in some ways, I mean, I only just shared videos on the Mark 8.5 black editions and, you know, the new Golf R, and then straight away you got this on, because that's just how the world is moving now. It's all electrical, it can click your fingers and do it. And yeah, I hope that they really dial it in to make it a really special car, and it certainly brings back the excitement. But I'm super excited to share you this. Seems official, you know. I don't like releasing stuff which I don't believe is authentic and true, but they mentioned VW's head of chassis engineer in it, so I feel like I'm quoting a credible source. Yeah, so the Golf R Clubsport, I mean, how cool is that? And for me, the top of the range Golf is where they throw everything in it. They don't hold back. Whereas with the likes of the GTI and the GTI Clubsport, they hold back something, because they want the Golf R to be the daddy, essentially. Similar to what they did in the Mark 7 generation, the Mark 7.5. That's why I have a Mark 7 Golf R. It might not have the long-term heritage, but it's what VW put everything into. And this Clubsport, how cool would that be? And who knows, you know, it's always hard. I'll try and get as much information as I can, I'll share it here on the channel. But I'm interested to know your thoughts, and maybe it could be a nice stopgap for those who've ordered a Mark 8.5. Have that, jump into the CS if you could get one. Oh, how cool is that? How cool is that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm super interested to know your thoughts, and subscribe for more content to come. And yeah, like the video, because that really does help. Also, if you enjoyed the content. But yeah, wow, I'm still a bit shocked. Eyes are wide open on this one.